What's up, guys? So I just got out of the shower. As you can tell, I have my hair wrapped up because I got back from the pool not too long ago. So I'm gonna get ready with me and I'm gonna tell you a story that is fake that I found off the internet, but it's a fake. But I want to tell you guys about it because I want you guys to see if it would be a true story, like if it sounds like a true story. So yeah, okay. So sorry if I'm probably gonna mess up a lot, but so there was this girl named Addie. Addie was a young girl. She was with her friends George, Adelina, which is one of her close friends. So her friend Adelina, George, Jake, which is actually her boyfriend, I found out, and then George's boyfriend or girlfriend, which is her name. Her name was Mackenzie, I think. Okay. Wrong story. That was not the creepy story. That was not the one that would make you guys freak out. Okay. So there was this girl named, so it's similar. There's this girl named Brittany and her sister Brianna were together with their friends and their boyfriends. So Brittany's boyfriend was Noah, Brianna's boyfriend was Jake, and then their friends came. So George's sister went with them. She was one of the other friends. Like, they were friends together too. So George went to the forest. Wait, no, there was one more friend. It was I think it was, no, that was from the other story. Callie and Mackenzie were with them. There's two other friends that were with them, which was Kayla and Mackenzie. So George and Brianna went into the forest, and it was like a normal forest. There weren't any bears because where they live. Yeah. About that. Don't mind it. Yeah, my mom was just calling me. Okay, so there was no bears, no wolves, no like wild animals like that, because where they live there, like, there are wild animals like coyotes and stuff, but they were only in like the deep forests. But that forest wasn't deep. Like, it was only it was just like a square forest, but it was like still, it wasn't like this big, but it was like still a square forest. They go in and find this little cabin. When they go into the cabin and they see a guy holding a knife. So then they run out telling their friends, like, help us. They were screaming. If I were them, I would be like, I'm out. No way. And so they go and tell their friends, and the friends don't believe them. So all their friends, they go with them. And they go in the cabin, nobody's there. They walk out of the cabin, they look around the forest, nobody was there. And then they go, because they were going camping, so they were on a camp trip. So as they were camping, they hear a voice say, "I see you," like in a whisper. And it sounded like a man's voice. So they go back into the forest, and let me tell you, it was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the middle of the night, or at night. So then they go into the forest, all like 6 of them, and they go into the cabin. They see the guy holding the knife, and then basically, apparently George stayed back to try to fight the man, but as he was fighting the man disappeared into nowhere, like literally. And I'm gonna be telling 2 stories. So the man disappeared into nowhere, and then George walks out fine, no, just like a little bruise because he got punched in the face. So as they were camping and they were cooking, they were cooking some stew, like soup, chicken noodle soup. As they were cooking the soup, they hear a woman's voice say, "Help me!" And then all of them go into the forest and see a woman literally standing there with her mouth open like this. Like that. So they're like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Did somebody hurt you? What happened?" And she just responded with "I want to kill you." And then they all run out of the forest. Let me tell you, these people are like 24. So like they have a car, so they drove themselves. And they didn't leave because they couldn't. Because it was super late at night. They were like about to go to sleep. So it was like about, I think, 12 in the morning when they heard that woman scream, "Help me." So they go into the forest and find the woman, and she says, "I want to kill you. So back up." And then they run out of the forest because they didn't want to die because they were so young. And so as they were like, as they were in the forest, or as they were running out of the forest, they find nothing. They find no cabin because the cabin was like right in the beginning of the forest. So like it was like, so they would be running past it because the woman was like right, like soon behind, like kind of behind the cabin. So basically, she said, "Yeah, you know about the story of the woman." And then they run out, but they see no cabin, nothing, absolutely nothing. So they're like, what's going on? Because the cabin wasn't there. And then they're like, we should go home. But they couldn't drive because it was too dark out. And it would be super scary on the road. And that, it was like, they were already asleep, but they heard the noise. So it was like 1 in the morning. And then that's the end of the story. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a real story. So, this happened at my school a few years ago. Okay, so I was at school. So they do this thing called Mayfair, and we were outside doing it. So, like, yeah. And then, all of a sudden, they say on the announcement, there are these 2 kids. They were like, I don't know if there was 2 or 3, and 2, 3 or more. I don't know how many there were because I couldn't forget. So they call on like the speaker because they had a microphone because of the DJ there, because it was like games and stuff. So kind of like a little carnival that they do at my school. So it was like after school, and let me tell you, it was like 6, and it was, the Mayfair was right about to end. So these kids run into the forest and get lost. And then nobody can find them. So everybody starts trying to look. Like, some people even went into the forest. Like, I peeked my head in the forest. I'm not even joking. I went, like, maybe, so, like, the forest was a small forest. Like, there was an ending not too far away. So, it, like, they would eventually find their way out, probably. But, so, the forest was, like, this big, and I went in, like, so I went in the forest, like, this much. My parents did not know, because I never told them, because I didn't want them to get worried. So, basically, the 2 or more kids were missing, and nobody can find them. And then, and then also, that exact day, my friends went into the forest and said there was a literal person holding a knife. I'm not even joking. And then I looked in, like, I peeked my head into the forest that they were looking in, and I saw a person in there. They were like this. They were just like straight, like a stick. I didn't see anything because it was dark in there. Because now, like, it was not super dark, but it was dark because it was nighttime. So everybody was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? Like, there's people in the forest holding knives. And I'm like, oh my God, great. What if the kids died? And I don't know to this day if they made it out. So let's just pray they made it out. So yeah, and then all of a sudden, they announced again. Make sure to keep an eye whatever way you go, if you see any kids, like, with no parents, like, just somewhere. So, like, so basically they went missing, but nobody, I don't think anybody has found them yet, but I could be wrong, so let's just bring that thing out. So, meanwhile, basically, these kids are, like, in kindergarten, so, like, they don't really know the school that well, so they're not, like, oh, buddy with the school and stuff, so they're, you know, like, they were in, like, kindergarten or, like, preschool or something, I don't know. So they were still pretty young, and, basically, I watched someone go up and tell the DJ to please announce, to see, because the kids went missing, so, like, they wanted to ask everybody, like, if they found them, you know, blah, blah, blah. They were saying that, I was like, oh no, what happened? Because, like, they weren't, they sounded like they first said, please, if you can, try to look. And I was like, oh no, what happened? And then I let them finish. And they were like, please help find these kids. But there was no like identity. They didn't say, like, nobody, like, they didn't say what they were wearing. I'm like, how are we supposed to find them if we don't know what they're wearing? Like, are they wearing like denims, or like, are they wearing pink sneakers? Are they wearing blue sneakers? Are they wearing green sneakers? Like, what are they wearing? And we had like no details, so we didn't really know what to do. But I was like about to leave at that time because the Mayfair was going on until like 9 o'clock. And so basically, you know, it was like 8, so it was gonna be closing soon. And then basically, nobody can find them. Nobody ever found them, I don't think. I said that like 10 times, didn't I? I don't know where they went. I don't know if they found their home. I don't know. But I feel like I saw kids run into the forest, so I might have kind of like seen, but I didn't really like think too much about it. Like, I thought maybe they were just playing around, because like they ran near the forest, like not actually into the forest, but there's these like kids that like ran towards the forest and they kind of like curved, but I didn't really see if they went in to the forest. So I was like, oh, maybe they're just probably playing because they're like kids. And I was thinking, like, I was in like first grade or like second grade, I think. So yeah, and I go, they're probably playing. They're probably in kindergarten, like, and they're probably young, so they're probably just playing. Because that forest is dangerous. I don't even know what's in there. So, basically, as soon as those kids go near the forest, I, like, turned around for a second, because you were allowed to bring, like, your own food. So I brought, like, my own food there. I think you're allowed to bring your own food. Well, no, I was eating food there. Because I think I had like a hot dog or something. Because I had like hot dogs there. So, basically, they were near the forest, you know. And I turned around for like a split second to take a bite of my hot dog. And all of a sudden I hear someone like calling names, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. Because I know kids, like, my mom has called my name before and I didn't hear her, but then I finally heard her. Like, you know, kids sometimes don't hear their parents. So, basically, I turn around and see the person yelling their name. And then all of a sudden I see that person walk up to the DJ area and tell the DJ to please announce that there's missing kids and please say their names so they can maybe hear. But they didn't come out of the forest. So I don't really know. I don't have too much details. And I see the person like walk back to the area, and all of like everybody there goes silent. Like, you could hear a bird, just, it's dead silent there. And all of a sudden, like, I hear a scream, like a ah! But I didn't know if that was coming from the forest. And then I'm like, okay, like, kids are screaming there. And then everybody starts talking again, which was super weird. So, yeah. And that's like not normal where I live. So, like, not much people go missing. Like, yeah, there'll be like a person who goes missing or passes away. Like, everybody passes away in somewhere. So, yeah, I don't really like pay much attention to it because I don't really watch the news. But not much people go missing, like, unless like a killer's on the loose here, which we don't have much like killers that go on the loose here. So we're like not panicking or anything, but we're just like, what do we do? Should we help or not? So yeah, that's all the details I really have. So I think I'm gonna end this video here, guys, but thanks for watching, and remember to give me a huge thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notification bells, and just remember, you rock. Bye.